Hey, good afternoon, Nats. How are you? So, will there anyone will join from your side in this meeting? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So,
So
with me, I
with
have my
me,
two
I have my
members,
two
two
members,
team members.
two team members.
Nine.
Nine
He is the
is the
CMO
CMO
and the
and
co-founder
the
of
co-founder
Orbit3D.
of Orbit3D.
And here is
And here
David.
is David.
He is the project
He is the
consultant
project
at
consultant
Orbit3D.
at Orbit3D.
Hello, Natsar.
Nice to meet you all
Okay.
Okay.
from Italy.
So
Basically,
basically, the
the
purpose of
purpose
today's
of
meeting
today's
is to
meeting is to
understand your
understand your
requirements
requirements
in
in
detail,
detail,
so
so
we
we
can
can
align
align
on
on
the
the
right
right
approach
approach
moving
moving
forward,
forward,
right?
right?
So
From
from
now
now
on,
on,
I
I
will
will
hand
hand
it
it over
over
to
to David,
David, the
the
project
project
consultant,
consultant,
who
who
will
will
lead the
lead the
discussion
discussion
and
and
take
take
you
you
through
through
the
the
overall whole
overall
process,
process,
the
the
overview
overview
of
of
our
our
company
company
and
and
the
the requirement
requirement
gathering
gathering
process,
process,
right?
right? So
So
I'll
I'll
be
be
here
here
throughout
throughout
in
in
case
case
anything
anything
needed
needed
from
from
my
my
side.
side.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
David, you
David,
can take
you
over.
can take over.
Thank you, Sagar. It's great to meet you, Natsar. So we have prepared a brief presentation for you. So just to show how we work, our workflow, how we integrate with our collaborators. Then we can move on to the discussion. So please do let me know
Okay.
if you can see my screen.
Not yet.
Is it there now?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, this is our overview of Orbit 3D. So this is our team, and these are some of the key members of our Orbit 3D. So as you have already introduced with Jannatun Naim, he's the co-founder and CMO. Here is Maruf Hussain, he's the head of 3D production. James Miller, he's the business acquisition manager. There I am, David, as the project consultant. We have Saidur Rahman, who is the 3D QC controller. And lastly, we have Manju Sheikh, who is the project manager of 3D production. So if we had to start who we are, what do we mean by Orbit 3D? So we are a 3D visualization studio. We are working as the 3D trusted 3D white label provider for different e-commerce, furnitures, retailers, 3D configurator brands. Our services mainly include providing them with modeling and rendering, 3D assets, AR, VR assets. Then we have PBR texturing and everything that falls in between. So if you could see some of our core focus, as we have mentioned, we have photorealistic 3D modeling and rendering. We have product and lifestyle visualizations. We have 3D animations and motion content. We also provide AR and VR configurators, assets for configurators. We also have scalable 3D production for any sort of our collaborators' needs. So what do we value? As you can see, we try to provide a consistent quality for our workflows, for the collaborations that we take on. We also try to have a reliable delivery date and scalable productions for the people that we work with. We also try to value a proper partnership with our clients. And lastly, we try to maintain a precise and realistic optimization quality for our clients. So as you can see, there are some of the softwares that we use. So for modeling, we use 3ds Max, Maya, Blender. For simulation, we use CLO, Browseware. For texturing, we use Photoshop, Marmoset. And for rendering, we use V-Ray, Corona. And just to let you know, these are some of the tools that we use, but our ranges go much higher than this. So here's a brief discussion of our workflow. So for the first step, we try to take discovery information from our collaborators. So we try to understand their goals, we try to understand their challenges, if they have any requirements, how we can integrate. Then we try to take the images and then we go on to our workflow. So after that, we try to prepare a personalized proposal. In that it comes our workflows, then we have the communication channels, any sort of project management tools. Then we try to integrate the milestones and how we can communicate better with our collaborators. And then comes the preview, where we try to maintain a 3-tier QC, where it comes in the first step of the modeling, then for the texturing, and finally, when it comes to the render, there goes a final QC for the entire process. And finally, when we are done with the models and the renders, we deliver it with confidence so that they can showcase it to their clients. So as you can see, here are some of our works. So there are different furnitures from different views. There are pack shots, lifestyles. Here are some silos and front views. We have some close-up shots. More close-up shots, silos. There are some interior designing and bedding models. Furnitures in their outdoor settings. More bedding models. There are some baby products, electronics. Interior designing of kitchens and rooms. We have clothing and accessories, more interior designing. So finally, we come to why Orbit 3D? Why should you choose us? So as you know, there are thousands of other studios out there. So why should you work with us? Or what do we provide to our clients? So first of all, as you can see, when we have a client, when we work with them, we provide them with a complimentary test project so that they can understand our qualities better and we can understand their requirements even better. So we have a dedicated project manager for smoother communications, and with the project manager comes a team that is only allocated to your project. Okay. Then we have, as we mentioned, a 3-tier QC control. So for the modeling, for the texturing, and finally for the rendering. Then we have a fast turnaround time. So you will get your delivery by the date that you have given, and transparent and competitive pricing. And finally, we try to maintain a confidential collaboration so that there's a trust between our collaborators and us. So this is the life at Orbit 3D, as you can see. And that is the end. Thank you so much. If you have any questions.
So before going to the questions, maybe I can introduce what we do a bit more. We founded Replica in the end of 2022 in Italy. As founders, we have architecture, interior design background, but we were doing a lot of architectural visualization since ages. And we jumped on Unreal Engine in 2015, as soon as it became freely available with the Unreal Engine 4. I don't recall the version. So, and since then we're focused on real-time visualization, and then since then we identified that there is no like catalog marketplace of 3D assets, let's say certified. So what we try to do with Replica is that first of all, there is no library of furniture in general for real time. So you have a lot of marketplaces like Dimensiva, Design Connected, and others for the regular 3ds Max or offline rendering pipelines, but nothing optimized for real time and Unreal Engine first. So that was the first differentiator. And then what we try to do is to first go to talk to the brands. We actually signed agreements to digitize their products with already more than 60 brands. We started with, of course, Italian ones because it's full of them around here. But we already have some foreign ones in Europe and the US. So before opening Blender, TDS Max, or whatever, we sign an agreement with them, and we keep a connection with each brand and a representative for each brand. And as you do for your clients, we review the process with them. Before that, we let them decide the first batch of products that they would like to have in our platform. And so this formula worked pretty well until now. And we have a huge backlog of products to prepare right now. So that's primarily why we were looking for a company like yours to eventually scale the production and keep our focus more on the platform, the plugins, and the integrations, because it's taking a lot of not time, but a lot of work and a lot of development time. So and we also so in our platform the structure is a standard for now SaaS, software as a service platform where architects and interior designer pay just a monthly or yearly subscription to get access to the catalog, and then they have a certain number of credits per month to spend on downloads, and each credit it's a download for a furniture piece, or for the same credit you can get a full finish collection. So instead of selling just one finish, one color, let's say, with one download you get the full Catalan Italia wood collection, or another brand cotton, and so on. Because we understand that the freedom with the client, the interior designer, once the products are kind of defined, then it's kind of a nice creative game to play around with finishes. So we want to, and we are investing a lot on finishes. We are going to, in the next few months, acquire a 3D scanning infrastructure, a proper, pretty large scanner for all the samples that the brands send us. For the time being, we did our best on the finishes. We know we can step up our game on the shaders and the textures mainly, because most of the time the brands do not have enough high quality material or content documentation for us to, so we have to guess most of the times the different finishes, but we try to at least have a digital copy of all the finishes of each brand, while for the products we pick and choose with them which one they want first on the platform. So Unreal Engine first. We basically right now our assets come together directly in Unreal Engine. So we have a few 3D artists that focus on shaders only, others that are modeling the products. Everybody brings together textures, shaders, and 3D models, static meshes in Unreal, and then the magic happens directly there. We are expanding though on other, possibly focusing on open standards like GLB, GLTF, and OpenUSD that alone will probably cover all the other remaining 3D software out there, with a few exceptions probably nowadays. And yeah, we tried at the beginning a similar service, maybe like yours, let's say, with like outsourcing just the modeling part. But I lost a lot of time reviewing what we received, going back and forth, and the problem and why until now, at least, we prefer to have our own 3D artist, even if it's a really small team of like 5 artists for now. But in this way, we have the control, and we teach them how over time how the output we expect is. The main problem for us is usually good 3D artists make exceptional topology, but they don't know about how Furniture is built, and usually make weird design decision, modeling decisions, because maybe they don't think about screws or pieces coming together in a more in product design way. And that's probably the most difficult part, to find a partner we can actually rely on. Of course, there will be reviews back and forth. That's totally normal. But at some point, with the previous attempt of outsourcing modeling, was just me wasting days reviewing stuff that wasn't always right. And yeah, so our need for now, it's mostly on modeling, but I mean that's for sure. But I would like to know a bit more on how you manage the creation of the texturing part. We don't bake our shaders, because basically we sell the shaders as tileable materials separately from the products. So we have a standard textile density of 2K 2048 that allow us to keep the scaling consistent. So you can drag and drop in the real every of our finishes, and they will look correctly scaled on any of our assets. So each finish is its material instance is it's stylable. Then we bake a few informations directly in the vertices of the meshes, like ambient occlusion of the actual product. So we have, of course, there is the ambient occlusion of the finish on the packed texture, but we also bake ambient occlusion of the product in the vertex color. We use it also if we need some specific masks to play around with, for example, labels or sewing or any other kind of weird design decision that the brands do. So yeah, that's basically it from us. I think I talked even too much.
No, it's completely okay. No worries. So if Naim would take over, please.
Hi, nice to meet you. So this is technical part. So I think I have to include something. So basically, we are doing model from scratch, and for representations or 2D CAD drawing or even Sketch. And for the texture part, we are using a few tools like Adobe Substance Sampler and Adobe Substance Painter. Also for the PBR, we also use Pixplant, if you know it. Also, sometimes we use Adobe Photoshop, but different tools for the project scope, basically. And as you know, Adobe Substance is PBR-based material, so can use for GLP or any other format. Also, any other tools like Unreal Engine or 3ds Max or Blender. So this is our process basically for texturing.
Okay. Yeah, it's good that you use Pixplant because I thought I was the only one knowing that software. It's really nice for tileable materials. So what we would require on our end, we would expect is the source file. For us it's .blend. So I'm trying. There are still artists on our team using Maya, but I'm really pushing to have a hopefully a full Blender modeling pipeline also, because we already have some custom add-ons we use for checking a few things, preparing the naming convention and other stuff and baking, for example, the ambient occlusion and other stuff on the vertices. So what we will expect is a .blend file as a source for the modeling, just the modeling. Completely fine, like Substance Designer. I don't know if now it's called differently, but Substance Designer for us it's the main program for the PBR workflow. And Substance Painter usually we don't need it because we don't bake stuff onto the meshes. So Pixplant sometimes saved us on some specific stuff. And yeah, and then we bring over, of course, via FBX into Unreal, 2 channels of UV, one for of course, for the shaders, one for, eventually it's there. Hopefully you will never use it anymore, but it's for baking. And then, yeah, so basically blend files for sources, FBX in Unreal, GLB, and USD, but right now the GLB we create them directly from Unreal. Baking, in that case, the standard finishes that we apply on the product. So yeah, I would say let's focus on the modeling for now, because also of the scan coming in the coming months, we probably will have to rearrange our pipeline around PBR shaders. So let's start on modeling, focus on that. I saw on your web page that maybe you are open to have a test model or something like that. As inputs for the modeling, we try to get as much information as we can from the brand, so 2D, 3D, and technical sheets, and of course reference images. And yeah, we are really trying, as the name Replica implies, we're really trying to stay as close as possible to the actual shapes, because you can find a lot of 3D furniture on other marketplaces. They look absolutely stunning, but when you compare it to the measurements of the actual product, they never add up for a reason or the other. So I will be probably a bit picky on that at the beginning, but I think you will be you will do an amazing job.
Yeah. So one more question related to this. As you mentioned in your email, you have some tasks for project like retop or remodeling. So whatever that.
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
As you mentioned in email, you have maybe some project you need retopology or remodeling. So will you provide us the texture map or material for this kind of project?
Yeah, of course, we will provide everything we can, because we have the connection directly with the brands. So instead of letting you going around the web on Italian sites, we will collect everything from what we will start from for the 3D, and if needed for the finishes, but I will focus for now just to have like a blank properly modeled 3D model. We don't have like specific numbers of poly count because I think right now, even in Unreal Engine, the most taxing it's textures, not poly count. But the rule of thumb that we use is that if something is rounded, the shape of the product is rounded and organic, let's add the polygons needed to make it look like it should. We don't like to see like low poly stuff, even when we go closer to the details, even if we are in a real engine. But again, it's more taxing having huge textures than having a few polygons. I think nowadays, so we should be fine. And we're talking about visualization, so we're not needing performance for an FPS first-person shooter game. So.
That's great. So David can continue.
Okay, thank you, Naim. So, Nazarin, I just had a few questions. So, I was going through your website, and I saw a lot of models and assets that you have, and there are a lot of variants as well. So, and you mentioned that you're working with 60 different brands as of now. So, could you?
Yeah, we are currently in beta. There are only 17 on the platform, but yeah, on the backlog, it's way longer than that. Yeah.
Okay.
So our rough count, it's 1,500 products in total and 50,000 finishes. So we're kind of half there. I think we have around 600 products in the catalog right now available. So anyway, go on. Sorry.
Sorry to interrupt, David. So I would like to say basically the meeting was booked for 30 minutes. So I guess our meeting is not completed yet. So if it is closed, then I will send another meeting link to Nav and to you both. So please join to that link also. Okay? After the meeting, if it closes, right?
Okay.
Okay. Please continue.
So yeah, my question was, how do you manage to showcase the assets on your website? Because if I'm not wrong, the assets belong to some other brands, your collaborators that you're working with. So how does it work? Like, are they paying you, or do you have a contract with them to showcase? Like, if you could explain that.
We sign an actual agreement with the brands that grant us like we are like officially granted the possibility to digitize, upload, and sell the digital copies of their models, unlike probably all the other marketplaces that just model what's the new collection for 2026 and upload and sell the 3D model. Yeah, basically we have an agreement with the brands, and we are officially allowed to reproduce in digital form and then sell with a focus on real times. But yeah, I mean.
Okay. So you're basically working as a representative of different brands. Your platform is working as them.
Yeah, that's we're gonna probably change the narrative in the coming months on that side. So yeah, we want to establish ourselves as the gateway for bringing branded products, and even expand eventually on fashion and other markets away from furniture design, and just be the ones that provide that clean, certified catalog of everything branded, and you can use it on a Real Engine and eventually other platforms. Yeah.
Okay, got it. And Nazareno, could you give me some idea of how many SKUs you're working with per month? Maybe the parent models, the variants.
So we would like to keep like So let's say usually we have around 20, 30 products per brand. That's the first round of selections that that's kind of, we have to give them a limit for now. We can, because if not, it will become like a mono brand catalog. So we have exceptions like brands that we already have like 100 products online. But let's say if we could at least have a full brand done each month, now that the platform is out, and have something fresh and new regularly, that would be ideal. Ideally, even a couple of brands per month, that would be nice. So we are around 40, 50, 50 models per month.
Per month. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's great. So could you give me some ideas about how many variants you might have? And I have already seen that you have around 8, but is that changing or is that staying the same?
Per product, you mean?
Yeah, per product views or yeah.
It's really brand dependent. There are brands that do not use any variant, other that have like 15 different versions for the same table. Usually tables have a lot of variants just because of the size, different sizes you can have. But let's say average probably around 3 variants. If we count also products that do not have, it's probably a safe bet.
Okay. And if you could tell me, like, do you see any changes in the geometric shapes, or do they stay the same?
For the variants.
For the variants or the pen models?
Yeah, usually the most common variant is dimensional changes. So usually it's the easier one to tackle, because you just rearrange the UV, the mesh, and you kind of should be fine. But so basically the variants are or dimensional or keeping the tables example the same table as a glass, wood, and ceramic finish, top finish. And in those cases, the thickness usually of the top changes a bit because the material is different. So really slight. Or the other common one is like office chairs that of course have the rocking legs, or like fixed wood legs. Simple stuff usually. When you have done the base one, it's usually not too difficult to get all the variants.
Okay. And Nazareno, could you tell me, since you're working in the 3D productions, could you tell me what issue have you been currently facing, or you see commonly in 3D pipelines?
We adapted over time, but one of the most difficult thing is to adapt our approach for each brand, because each brand have different inputs. So if you're lucky, you have brands that already did internally a good work and already have really nice topology 3D models, and that's a good day. But most of the time, the models, if they have, sometimes they don't even have a 3D input to give us, but if they have, it's coming from, I don't know, Rhino, from NURBS, from the production. So it's a lot of retopo and work to translate that into a poly model. Yeah. For the finishes, usually we just search ourselves if they list the different finishes available for the products. We usually also are able to trace back to the third-party manufacturer that produces like the fabric, and so we can digitize with usually higher quality images from start. If you are able to understand who's the supplier for the fabric, for the leather, and that stuff. Yeah. Basically it.
Okay. Nazrano, please, if you have any questions, you could ask us as well.
No. I'm just curious to understand what would be the next step from here. If you have all the information you need to, I don't know, do you put together like a proposal right now, or do we need another more in-depth meeting, or let me know if I can send you even a sample. Maybe I mean, it's not mandatory for us, but yeah, just to let me know the next steps.
Yeah, sure. So, if you want, we could send you a slide deck. You could check our the services that we provide, how we collaborate, our workflow, as you have seen already. Then finally, we would like to offer you a complimentary test work. That way you can see our quality and we could understand your requirements better. We could integrate together. So yeah, that would be the next step for us.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So I can look for a sample product that maybe have kind of not too simple and not simple enough, but have some little details that I mean, to better understand your workflow, how you work, and yeah, nothing crazy, but I will look for something suitable.
Yeah, sure. We could add those in the slide deck. And Nazrano, could you tell me, do you have any preferred delivery date?
No, not right now. Feel free to propose. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay. So yeah, I guess we have everything covered. So yeah, we will be waiting for your test images. You could send us. You already have James's email. You can send us to that, and yeah, we'll be in touch from there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a nice
Thank
day.
you so much. Thank you,
Bye
Nazrano.
bye. Bye.
Nice to
Bye.
Bye.
Recording off करो.